Greetings, my beautiful lovelies, it's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back to my kitchen. Today's video is sponsored by HelloFresh. HelloFresh brings pre-portioned and fresh ingredients right to your doorstep so you can prepare a meal in about 30 minutes. HelloFresh has so many recipes to choose from. It is a great way to break out of recipe ruts, and there are so many options. You can save a ton of time with quick and easy meals that come together in 20 minutes that have low prep and easy cleanup. There's also family-friendly recipes, calorie-smart, pescatarian, and vegetarian options. And with the holidays just around the corner, it is a hectic, crazy time of year, and HelloFresh is a great way to save time and stress. You cut out trips to the grocery store and limit your prep time so you can spend time with your family. And with winter here, HelloFresh is offering cozy seasonal recipes like peppercorn beef and chicken ramen with a shoyu style broth. And our favorite meal this week was a Thai ginger curry. So if you'd like to try HelloFresh for yourself, go to HelloFresh.com and use my code emmymade14 to receive up to 14 free meals and 3 free gifts. Big thanks to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video and for their continued support. Today, I'm going to be making probably the most viral TikTok recipe ever, and it is for the tomato and feta baked pasta. Now this blew up, this went crazy, everyone was requesting that I make it, and for some reason I think I was kind of burnt out on the idea, and so I never made it. So I'm going to be making it today. It's been around for a while on the internet. So apparently this recipe took off way back in 2018 when a Finnish food blogger named Jenny Heinonen posted this recipe on her blog. It took off in Finland. People loved this recipe. They actually sold out of feta cheese. And then it got reposted on TikTok where it blew up again, but to a global audience. So that is where we are today. I'm going to be making a baked feta tomato pasta dish that looks delicious. It looks very simple. It uses a block of feta cheese and tomatoes, little cherry tomatoes that you bake and then roast. You swirl it all together with some cooked pasta, top it with basil, and that's pretty much your dish. It looks beautiful, it looks very simple, and apparently it is quite tasty, but we are here to confirm that. So if you've missed my other TikTok recipe tests, I'll put a link down below to the playlist. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. So behind me I have my oven preheating to 400 degrees. Now in a deep casserole dish, we're gonna dump some ingredients in. Okay, first, a healthy drizzle of olive oil. Boom, 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 boom. Then a block of feta cheese. I'm using Narragansett Creamery's feta cheese. Feta is salty, briny, and it crumbles easily. It's great for salads for that reason. And we're going to place it right in the middle. Now, surrounding our block of feta, we're going to add our tomatoes. These are grape tomatoes. We're gonna place them all around our feta. This is probably about 1.5 cups for one of those packages that you can buy at the supermarket. Basically 1 layer of tomatoes. Now we're gonna add some more olive oil, get the top of the feta as well. Remember, this is going to be part of our sauce, so be generous with that. Look, it looks beautiful already. So on top of this block of feta, we're gonna add some chili, which I think is a great addition. So I'm gonna add 1 chili pepper that looks like that. I'm not sure of the variety, but they're not too spicy. I'm gonna thinly slice that. If you don't like heat, try removing these seeds. But I like heat, so I'm keeping all those. Just gonna add that to the top. And then I'm gonna add 3 cloves of garlic. Just smushing these to get them out of their paper jackets. Add that to the tomatoes. If you have a really large clove, cut it in half. So since I like garlic, I'm going to go ahead and add 4 full cloves because garlic is delicious. And on top of that, we're going to generously salt that, although the feta is salty. And now we're going to add some freshly cracked pepper. And now we're going to pop this into a preheated 400-degree oven for 15 minutes, and then we're going to broil it for an additional 10 minutes to get a little bit of crispy char on the tomatoes and cheese. Alrighty, my lovelies, the pasta is ready. I'm going to drain it into a colander. This is a pound of pasta. I don't think we'll be using all of it, but that is okay because my kiddos especially love pasta. Right, there's our hot spaghetti. Now let me grab the tomatoes and cheese. Oh, it smells so good. Ah, it looks fabulous. Look at that. The cheese is nice and broiled. The tomatoes have a little char on them. They're nice and shriveled. Ha 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 ha. Now we're going to swirl this all up. And this is going to make our sauce. Oh my gosh, look at the feta's texture. It gets kind of fluffy. Oh my gosh, this looks amazing. I've never cooked feta before. All right, now mix it with the tomatoes. Sizzle, sizzle. So already before even tasting, I see the appeal of this recipe. It's so easy. You just stick it in the oven and you don't have to tend to it. You don't do anything. You just change the temperature from bake to broil. And look at this luscious sauce. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to crush these tomatoes a little bit so we get some of this to break up. And the sauce looks amazing. Instant sauce. Okay, now we're going to take some of our pasta. Dump that in there. I'm going to toss this to coat. If you're wondering why I have band-aids all over my knuckles, it's because over the holidays, my nephew took us to an indoor rock climbing gym. My kids were so stoked. I've only climbed once before, but I had the best time ever. It was so much fun. I was pleasantly exhausted afterwards, but so much fun. But in the process, I managed to scrape my knuckles a bit. Totally do it again. Actually, we're looking for a climbing gym for my kiddos to go to. All right, listen to that. Zubby, zub, zub. That looks and smells phenomenal. I'm also going to add a little bit of pasta water just to kind of loosen things up a little bit. Oh yes. Pasta water is nice because it has a little bit of the starch from the pasta, and of course it's hot, so your sauce remains hot. I think even a little bit more. Just a little. I'd probably put in maybe a 1/4 cup or so of pasta water just so that the noodles can kind of slide around. I'm going to add some more cracked pepper. Next, we're going to take some basil, beautiful fresh basil. This is from Gotland Greens here in Providence. This is hydroponically grown. Now we're just going to tear some basil and sprinkle that over the top. I'm going to avoid the stems because they don't look as cute. Okay, alrighty, let's finally give the baked feta pasta a taste. Look at, I mean, listen to that. Do do do. Oh man. Yeah. It smells incredible in here. It smells basil-y, garlicky. It smells fantastic. Okay. Make sure I got some tomatoes in there as well. Tomatoes, basil. That's beautiful. Ooh. Baked feta tomato pasta. Here we go. Itadakimasu. It's good. The feta makes it really tangy, so it's a little unexpected. I'm having this kind of creamy pasta sauce. I'm not expecting it to be tangy, but it has a nice tang to it. And what I really like is that the chili in there really kind of comes through. Lightly, it's not overly hot by any means, but just a little bit of heat in there. Nice. I just had a tomato in that bite, and the tomatoes have cooked down nicely, and they burst, and they offer a nice sweetness, which is a good foil to the tanginess of the feta cheese. The feta melts down beautifully, and with a little bit of pasta water makes a really silky, creamy sauce. You get a bite with basil. And the basil adds a nice kind of licoricey anise flavor to it. It's a very tasty pasta recipe. It couldn't really be any simpler. And I would say, yes, indeed, it is totally up to the hype. I just got a bite of garlic in that one, and so good. I think I might even venture to say add even more garlic. That piece of cooked garlic is sweet and sulfurous and garlicky and just delicious. I also would definitely recommend adding some pasta water, because as the pasta sits, as any pasta sits in the sauce, it tends to kind of tighten up. So to keep things silky and smooth, have some pasta water on the side so you can kind of keep things nice and slippery. Alrighty, my lovelies, thanks so much for joining me, and big thanks to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to try HelloFresh for yourself, go to hellofresh.com and use my code emmymade14 to receive up to 14 free meals and 3 free gifts. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye!